remember before God and commend to his safekeeping those who have died for their country in war, those whom we knew and whose memories we treasure, and all who have lived and died in the service of mankind.
Remember the names of those from our town and surrounding areas who died for our freedom. From the Great War, Private Arthur Allen, Norfolk Regiment. Private Richard Bartlett, Essex Regiment. Private Henry Bewers, Suffolk Regiment. Chief Petty Officer William Bewers of the Majesty's Submarine E-22. Private James Cox of the Essex Regiment. Private Ernest England of the London Regiment. Private Arthur Eve, Middlesex Regiment. Driver John Fairweather, Honourable Artillery Company. Private John Farley, Middlesex Regiment. Private Herbert Franklin, Gloucestershire Regiment. Gunner Reginald Gigney, Royal Garrison Artillery. Lieutenant Commander Edward Graves, Royal Naval Reserve. Private Arthur Green, Essex Regiment. Private William Green, East Surrey Regiment. Corporal John Ground, Royal Artillery. Lance Corporal Albert Hurd, Royal Fusiliers. Private Richard Hurd, London Regiment. Lance Corporal Joseph Jenkins, Gloucestershire Regiment. Private Frederick Kimberley, Lancashire Fusiliers. Private Henry King, Essex Regiment. Second Lieutenant Sidney Leet, Royal Flying Corps. Driver William Marshall, Royal Horse Artillery. Private Herbert Mott, Royal West Surrey Regiment. Gunner Stanley Mott, Royal Horse Artillery. Private George Neville, Coldstream Guards. Driver Edward Taylor, Army Service Corps. Private Herbert Trigg, Suffolk Regiment. Private Arthur Tuckett, Royal Warwickshire Regiment. And Rifleman Frank Winterton of the London Regiment. And from the Second World War we remember Sapper Anthony Alexander of the Royal Engineers Airborne. Sergeant Robert Anderson, Royal Fusiliers. Leading Stoker Alfred Andrews DSM, Royal Navy. Leading Cook John Baines, Royal Navy. Private Frederick Bass, Norfolk Regiment. Gunner William Boram, Royal Artillery. Sergeant Albert Chable, King's Royal Rifle Corps. Lance Bombardier Ernest Chable, Royal Artillery. Lance Corporal John Clark, Grenadier Guards. Flying Officer Raymond Coates, Royal Air Force. Private Frederick Davis, York and Lancaster Regiment. Lance Bombardier Sidney Derry, Royal Artillery. Lance Bombardier Hector Evans, Royal Marine Artillery. Flight Sergeant Stanley Everett, Royal Air Force. Leading Stoker George Gear, Royal Navy. Pilot Officer Kenneth Gowing, Royal Air Force. Lieutenant John Graves, Royal Navy. Private Stanley Henry, Suffolk Regiment. Signalman Reginald Hoskinson, Royal Corps of Signals. Sergeant Pilot William Hughes, Royal Air Force. Able Seaman Victor Hunt, Royal Navy. Aircraftsman First Class Walter Hunt, Royal Air Force. Private Walter Keeble, Suffolk Regiment. Private Richard Ketley, Essex Regiment. Sergeant Walter Kirk, Royal Naval Patrol Service. Sergeant Ronald Knott, Glider Pilot Regiment. Private Herbert Lamb, Royal West Kent Regiment. Sergeant Leonard Longman, Royal Artillery. Private William Mears, Royal Sussex Regiment. Private James Miller, Beds and Hearts Regiment. Leading Aircraftsman Tony Moore, Royal Air Force. Pilot Officer Donald Murray, 88th Squadron Royal Air Force. Driver Ernest Ollie, Royal Army Service Corps. Ordnance Seaman Leonard Page, Royal Navy. Able Seaman Ernest Pedder, Royal Navy. Flight Sergeant Ronald Pegg, Royal Air Force. Flying Officer John Douglas Phillips, Royal Air Force. Flight Sergeant Stanley Pym, Royal Air Force. Private George Potter, Suffolk Regiment. Flight Sergeant David Pratt, Royal Air Force. Sergeant Donald Pratt, Royal Air Force. Signalman Edward Rawlings, Royal Corps of Signals. Sergeant Eric Robinson, Royal Air Force. Gunner Sidney Rocker, Royal Artillery. Aircraftman First Class Albert Rogers, Royal Air Force, Company Sergeant Major William Rolls, Essex Battalion Home Guard, Lance Corporal Eric Smith, Suffolk Regiment, Lieutenant Robert Warrior, Parachute Regiment, Flight Sergeant Samuel Williams, Royal Air Force, Sergeant John Wood, Royal Air Force. And the civilians killed here on the home front: Ellen Blackaby, aged 71, Charles Brett, aged 40, Alice Ferry, aged 67, Stan Jones, aged 10, Cecil Pratt, aged 56, Gertrude Pratt, aged 55, Molly Pratt, aged 22, Nora Stiles, aged 61, Henry Vaughan, aged 65, and Gwendolyn Vaughan, aged 7. And for recent events in Afghanistan, and for those who are close to members of our community, we also take the opportunity to remember from 2010 Sergeant Andrew Jones of the Royal Engineers, Trooper Andrew Howarth of the Queen's Royal Lancers, in 2011 Private Matt Thornton of the Yorkshire Regiment, Private Thomas Lake of the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment, and from 2012 Lieutenant Edmund Drummond Baxter of the Royal Bertha Rifles.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. But going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. The legion of the living salutes the legion of the dead.
See all the youth organisation with so many young people, absolutely wonderful. Thanks also to the Royal British Legion for inviting me to officiate at this service today. It really is a huge privilege for me. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the beginning of World War I, the war to end all wars that was so sadly misnamed. The loss of life in the Great War remains a tragedy of monumental scale, and it is right that we should remember not just this anniversary and the human folly that led to the conflict, but every year, every individual life lost in the cause of freedom and of peace. The ending of one life touches the lives of many, because it is not only about the one who has died, but through their human relationships, all those to